CSS and CSS3 interview questions and answers. What is CSS? The full form of CSS is Cascading Style Sheets. It is a styling language which is simple enough for HTML elements. It is popular in web designing and its application is common in HTML also. Question: what is the origin of CSS? Standard Generalized Markup Language marked the beginning of style sheets in the 1980s. Question: what are the different variations of CSS? The variations for CSS are CSS1, CSS2, CSS2.1, CSS3, CSS4. Question: what are the limitations of CSS? Limitations are ascending by selectors is not possible. Limitations of vertical control, no expression, no column declaration, pseudo class not controlled by dynamic behavior, rules, styles, targeting specific text not possible. Question: what are the advantages of CSS? Advantages are bandwidth, site-wide consistency, page formatting, accessibility, content separated from presentation. Question: what are CSS frameworks? It is a pre-planned library which allows users and more standard compliant web page styling using CSS language. Question: how block elements can be centered with CSS1? Block level elements can be centered by the left margin and margin. Block level elements can be centered by the margin left and margin right properties can be set to some explicit value. Example as shown here. In this case, the left and right margins will be each 5 EMs wide since they split up the 10 EMs left over from into bracket 40 EM to 30 EM. It was unnecessary for setting up an explicit Y width for the body element. It was done here for simplicity. Who maintains CSS specifications? World Wide Web Consortium maintains the CSS specifications. My question: in how many ways can a CSS be integrated as a web page? CSS can be integrated in 3 ways. I is inline. Style attributes can be used to have CSS applied HTML element. I embedded. The head element can have a style element within which the code can be placed. Linked, imported. CSS can be placed in an external file and linked via link element. Question: what benefits and demerits do external style sheets have? Benefits: one file can be used to control multiple documents having different styles. Multiple HTML elements can have many documents which can have classes. To group styles in composite situations, methods as selectors and grouping are used. Demerit: extra download is needed to import documents having style information. To render the document, the external style sheet should be loaded. Not practical for small style definitions.